Hello curious people, welcome to Jainism, the ancient science. I am Manisha Gala from India and today I am going to talk about Maya. I'll begin with definition of Maya, then I'll take up categories of Maya as per Jainism, followed by various examples that we see in our daily life, outcomes of Maya or the karmic effect of Maya. I'll also take up an example of a Tirthankara who faced the outcome of Maya in Tirthankara's life, and I'll also talk about certain ways to consciously avoid Maya in our life. So let's begin with what is Maya. Maya or deceit is nothing but showing what you don't have. Definitely this must have triggered your thinking. Who is doing Maya? Where you can see Maya? Almost everywhere you can see this Maya or the deceitful act to a greater or a smaller extent. Like all the other negative emotions, Jainism categorizes it into 4 categories, 4 types. Anantanubandhi, apachkhani, pachkhanavarniya and sanjvalan, that is extreme, intense, moderate and mild. So this time let's take up a reverse order. We'll see the mild deceit first. Who has that mild deceit? Genuine people, honest people. They have very little amount of deceit in them. They may lie, but occasionally, and that too for others' benefits. Jainism compares them with shreds of bamboo, which cannot be twisted. They remain straight only. So, honest people are like that. They will always stick to the truth, come what may. I can give some modern example also. It's like that hit me toy. If I hit that toy, it will fall down for a while but again become straight. It will never remain on the ground. So the same way, even if people having very mild Maya are sometimes affected by deceit, or that deceit surfaces but they overcome it fast. The next is moderate Maya. So Jainism compares this moderate Maya with the bull's urination. A bull, if it urinates while pulling a cart, the line formed by that urine on the floor is never straight. It goes zigzag because of the bull's walking style. So people having moderate Maya are like that. They will never give a simple answer to the simple question. They will tweak it. They will go round about it, but they will never say straight. Some or other twist will be there in the reply. So that is like a moderate Maya. Then comes intense Maya. Jainism compares this intense Maya with the sheep's horn. If you have seen a sheep, its horns are twisted, completely turned and twisted. You can see many lines on that horn. Jainism says that it is possible to straighten that horn, but with great difficulty, with many processes. So in the same way, the person having intense deceit will be like this, twisted, and the person may say truth but with a great difficulty, with a great efforts. And the lastly, Anantanubandhi or extreme Maya. These are the kind of people who will never say truth. They will always lie, come what may. Some or other conspiracy is going on in their minds. So that is extreme Maya. This nature, this deceitful nature continues till their death. They can't get rid of this deceitful nature. Always conspiring, always cheating, always doing something or else to do something that is harmful. And Jainism compares this with the nodes seen in the bamboos, the in between nodes. Even if we vertically cut the bamboo, that node is still seen. That means that node is across the layer of bamboo, that layer of bamboo. So some souls are such deceitful that even within their The Maya has gone so deep inside them that it's seen everywhere in all their behavior, all their activities, everywhere. And of course, when we say Anantanubandhi, the outcome, the karmic outcome is also going to be the extreme. Karmic laws, very simple. Your intensity and your intention. Both are important. The higher the intensity, the worse the intention, the worse will be karmic outcome. Before going to karmic outcomes, let me take up some practical life examples which we see around and which we feel okay, yes, sometimes we don't even realize that this is Maya, this is deceit, but yes, it is seen. And maybe if we think consciously, we can be more alert about that. At least we ourselves can stop doing that. We may not stop others, but we can identify also such people, such nature, and protect ourselves from that. Of course, you are watching me on some social media platform. It is the most popular thing nowadays. So let's begin with the social media experience. We see so many people posting so many videos, so many pictures with filters, with digital corrections. That is Maya. You want to portray yourself as something which you are not. I also know some people digitally correct the photos and show something behind, show a place behind which they have never visited, or show a person with them who they have never met. There is a big issue of fake news, of course. People are misguided by those fake news. What is that? That is Maya. Something that has not happened, you are showing it just for increasing your followers or increasing your views or just to become popular. The intention can be any. But what you are doing is Maya. It is a deceitful act. See, the image building exercise, it is not only online. Sometimes it is seen in the real life also. We see hypocrites. We know this person is faking. There are people who like to wear brands but can't afford to buy them. Then they would go for fake brands and show off that, oh, they use this thing or that thing. It is an image building exercise. But the core is fake. So that is Maya. That is deceit. Before going into any such act, one can think whether it is really required. Do we always need to create an image for the society? Can't we be ourselves? So when I am talking about fake brands, it's not just the user that is faking, even the makers are a part of cheating. They are making it and people are buying it to cheat. And sometimes unknowingly also people get cheated. It's not just always we buy a fake stuff knowingly. Sometimes it comes to us unknowingly. We don't know it's a fake thing. We come to know about it later. So in that case, even the company who is selling this is a part of cheating. Maya or deceit in business is also a very big thing. Because that is done at a mass level. When a company cheats, all its customers are cheated. Cheating in business can be at a smaller level, like what we see, the vegetable vendor giving less amount of vegetable compared to the weights, or manipulating the weighing scale, or the rickshaw walas manipulating the meters to get more money. These are all deceitful acts. And if we see at larger levels, the big scams, the big frauds, stock exchange frauds, banking frauds, banking scams, cyber frauds, all these are deceitful acts. All those who are part of that scam definitely will get their part of karmic debt. Even the segment of spirituality is not spared. Many times we see people giving wrong explanation of scriptures purposely. See, not knowing something or explaining as per own knowledge is a different thing, but purposely misguiding people for own vested interests is deceit. Such people are seen in all religions. No one is exception, nothing is exceptional. Even in my own religion, I see such people. They say something just because they know that that will attract many followers. People also don't tend to dig deep. Everyone doesn't go in deep and learn the scripture or see the thing or analyze the sources where the information is coming from. They like to believe because they trust. And some people, they take wrong advantage of such trust, and their impact is so much that even if somebody tries to point out towards that, the followers become fanatic, they become angry, they become anxious, they even are ready to harm the other person who is trying to tell the truth, because they don't want to listen to the truth. They are so much blindfolded by that spiritual leader. But that ultimately results in a spiritual downfall, because whatever benefits you are getting is just for that one birth. But when you see a larger picture, the entire life of a soul, the effect of that karma is going to linger for birth after birth after birth after birth for many, sometimes crores of births. If spiritually you are inclined, if you want to progress spiritually, then such shortcuts are actually hazardous. Now, how hazardous it can be? What can happen if you are doing some deceitful act? Sometimes we see habitual liars. What happens to them? One biggest outcome is they get unpleasant voice, or the hoarse voice, you can say. And sometimes they can't even talk, they become mute. Just think, we are thinking with a very human perspective. But when we talk Jainism and when we look at all the living beings, we are very blessed ones with all the five senses and developed mind. But there are beings who don't even have tongue. The plants, they don't have tongue, they can't talk. Of course, getting a plant birth is not just a result of deceit. Many other factors play their roles, and a being gets a birth as a plant or anything else as a human or whatever. But this is one thing that affects. This Maya also affects, and Jainism says that Tiryansh has the most level of Maya. I have said in earlier episodes that hellish beings have highest amount of anger. Humans have highest amount of ego. The same way Tiryansh have highest amount of Maya. Now, what is Tiryansh? For those who don't know, I'll tell you. Humans, heavenly beings and hellish beings. These three are exception, rest all are Tiryansh. So all kinds of animals, birds, creepy crawlies, plants, even Jainism says single sensed beings like air, earth, water, fire, all those come under a common category of Tiryansh. So the biggest outcome of Maya is Tiryansh. Another very important outcome of Maya is getting a female birth. No offense to females, I am also a woman. So I can understand this well, and our scriptures also and our Indian culture, Indian literature has also put Triya Charitra as a very important factor in a woman's life. We women tend to have Maya. If holistically, if we compare all men and all women, then the weightage of Maya in women's side will be more, it will be down. There can be exceptions, not all women have deceit, there can be exceptions, but in general, it surfaces quickly in women. Because of Maya or because of deceitful acts in earlier births, we became females, and that trait is passed in us, and that is why it quickly surfaces for us. So we have to be more alert, we have to be more clear, we have to be more conscious that Maya shouldn't overpower our acts. And a very interesting example of a Tirthankara I would like to give here. Example of 19th Tirthankar Mallinath ji, Shri Mallinath Swami. 3 births prior to being Tirthankara, Mallinath ji's soul was a king named Mahabal, living in a Mahaviday Kshetra. And he had 6 best friends. They were so close to each other that they would do everything together. They had decided to do everything together to such extent that they had decided if one person becomes a monk, all of us, all the rest will become monks. So King Mahabal once met a Jain monk. He got enlightened. He decided to renounce the worldly affairs and become a monk. He spoke to his friends, and as agreed earlier, all his friends also decided to follow him. All 7 of them took Pravajya together. Pravajya means Diksha. There is slightly difference. I know all the scholars will say that Pravajya is not Diksha, but for a common man, it is Pravajya is Diksha. So they together took Pravajya. Then they started their spiritual journey. They were performing various rites and rituals, and penance was also one of the acts. They used to do fasting. So this King Mahabal wanted to be one up. He wanted to move ahead quickly, but by hiding the truth, by not telling others, otherwise all of them were equally capable. So he decided to do one extra fast every time. Whenever the fasting ritual was taken up, he would do one extra fast, but will not tell others. Because he knew if he says, if everyone decides to do 3 days of fasting, and if he says, I will do 4 days of fasting, the others will follow him. They will also do 4 days of fasting. They don't mind it. They were capable enough. So Mahabal wanted to be one up, and that is why he didn't tell about his plans. And whenever these people will do 3 days of fasting, he will do 4 days of fasting. If they do 4 days of fasting, he will do 5 days of fasting. And at the time of having meal, he will give some excuse and run away, escape from there, so that the others don't come to know about his extra day of fasting. Eventually, this penance, this fasting ritual and all the other spiritual activities showed the fruition. All of them became eligible for moksha, but because of this little extra thing, Mahabal bound Tirthankar Namgotra. He headed to become a Tirthankar. Karmic effect of penance was becoming Tirthankar, but that deceit, that Maya also showed up. That also showed its effect. And Mallinath ji got a birth as a princess, Malli Kumari. Jainism says Tirthankara is always a man, but there are exceptions. Sometimes there are a rarest of the rare cases. Anything is possible, and this time Mallinath ji taking birth as a woman was a rarest of the rare case. That was the outcome of deceitful act of King Mahabal, which made him a female in the last birth. And then, of course, Mallinath ji was destined to become a Tirthankara. She became a Tirthankara, but this became an exception, becoming a woman as a Tirthankara. This example of Mallinath ji proves that Jainism is not biased towards men. It has given equal rights to women and transgenders also. Any human being, of course there are conditions applied, but any human being can go to moksha, be it men, be it women, or be it whatever other categories, neither men nor woman. But definitely a woman's body is different. It is physically talking, medically talking, it is weaker. So the amount of pressure it can take or amount of penance they can do, there are limitations to it, and that is why people prefer to get a birth as a male. It's nothing about the patriarchal society or anything, but there are some spiritual benefits of getting a birth of a man, and that is why spiritually also people look forward to take birth as a man. And some philosophies also believe that once a man always a man, or once a woman always a woman. No, there is nothing like that. Jainism doesn't believe in that. A person can take next birth as anything, anyone, depending on your own karma. It's your own karma that decides what you become. What can be done to avoid this? To avoid Maya, the biggest thing is to avoid to lie. Why should we lie unnecessarily? Let me again take the example of social media. What is the need to show you as a person you are not? Why do you want to build a certain image? Think carefully. What outcomes you are getting? It is just for fun? Then don't do it. It is just for praise from others? Then believe me, nobody is interested in you. It's just the people look at you just to compare themselves, that whether they are above you or they lie somewhere down and they want to come up to your level. Otherwise, they don't have any interest in you. They are not interested in your progress. They don't bother how you look. They may tell you that, oh yes, you look very good, yeah, fine, appreciate, accept that comment, but that doesn't change your life. It is not your bread and butter. Or you may say that, oh, this person is an influencer, but out of thousands of people there are only one influencer. So but for reaching there, how many things you are doing which is harmful for you emotionally, socially, spiritually, in all aspects. So unnecessary cheating, unnecessary lying, just for fun doing something, all this can be avoided. There can be many ways to achieve happiness or feel happy. Some people just feel happy just like that because their soul is a happy soul, their soul is an evolved soul. So if you want to become a happy soul, then you have to reduce your karmic burden. That will help you eventually, not these materialistic things or the fake things will help you to become happy. That is very temporary phase, and in a long run it is going to burden your soul. So this can be avoided. Now some people may say that, oh, somebody asked me something, how can I don't want to reveal the truth. I don't want to give the answer. Then no comments can also be the answer, or staying quiet is also an answer, and we can simply say, sorry, I don't want to share this information with you. That is also all right. There is no need to lie all the time, or there is no need to answer all questions. No, sometimes, very casually people ask something and very casually we answer that, and we reveal our information. We tell people things about ourselves which is not at all required. And lying has another very problematic situation, that is a vicious circle, that one lie leads to another, then next, then next, then next. To prove the first lie as truth, you just enter the chakra view, the vicious circle of Maya. So in a nutshell, I can say that it is better to talk less. It is better to stick to your own activities, focus on your goals and work towards your goals, positive goals, of course. I wouldn't suggest the negative goals. Yeah, so focus on your positive goals, work towards it. Don't bother much about the world because not every time you get support from the world, or sometimes it also happens that people don't understand what you are doing and they only look at the results, not at the process. So even in your spiritual journey, there is others. No need to explain everything about your life to others, or rather lie about yourself that what Mahabal Kumar did. He was doing something but didn't tell his friends. Don't do that. Rather stay quiet. Do what you want to. And if needed, share the information, share limited information, or straight away say I will not share. That is also not Maya. And the biggest thing for today's world is accept the way you are. It is all about acceptance. Because we don't like ourselves, we portray ourselves as others or some other identity we want to give ourselves. So be yourself. That's all for Maya. That's all for deceit, the third negative emotion. In the next episode, I'll talk about the fourth and the last major negative emotion, greed. Till then, stay connected.